every single guest we have on talks about the power and the impact that great mentors have had on in their life. I think many times I see that young professionals, they just don't know how to confidently ask for time, for an opportunity to say hello, for an opportunity to get to know you. What's advice that you would give? You've had incredible mentors throughout your entire life, going all the way back to your parents, your brother Chris, et cetera. But like the coaches you've played for, what's advice you would give people on how to find a great mentor?
You have to just go out there and ask. I mean, there is no blueprint, or you have to ask. The mentors that I had in the NFL, you can ask. Emmanuel Sanders, I reached out to Demaryius Thomas right away. Yeah. I shared the stage with Rod Smith yesterday. Rod Smith still has the records for Broncos undrafted in terms of catches and yards. I think he might be even the leading receiver in Broncos history in terms of yards.
Wow.
But like when I was an undrafted free agent, he was the first person I reached out to in Denver. I would get with him every offseason. Didn't know him at all. But I know I would have a regret if I didn't reach out and ask.
Yes.
So Emmanuel Sanders, somebody I reached out to. All the people in business that I have now are mentors of mine. Those are people that I reached out to during the pandemic.
Yes.
Brett Trees is somebody who's become an incredible friend, and he's doing incredible things. He's got an incredible family office in terms of what he's doing. But I reached out to him randomly on LinkedIn because I was getting to know all the CEOs in Denver. If I didn't do that, I don't know. Who knows? All these people, a lot of these relationships that I have, I think about Garrett Clemens. He's in the oil and gas industry in Denver. I reached out to him during the pandemic on LinkedIn. A lot of the relationships that I have in Denver is actually super funny, is that I was just reaching out to people on LinkedIn during the pandemic. We were all locked in, so I was just having Zoom meetings and meeting these people and seeing. So you got to ask to get.
And it's so funny that you say it, and we'll wrap up here, but I think back to when I moved to Michigan, and it was the first time I'd ever been in Detroit my entire life, and I'm 39 years old, and I'm like, I'm going to Michigan. I'm gonna serve and lead, and be a good steward of this firm, and in a market that I didn't know at all. And I just remember I started just cold calling CEOs and people who ran organizations that I thought, wow, I could learn a lot from that person about how to be relevant and add value in this market. Yeah. And I just always think about when people say you will miss 100% of the shots you don't take, right? And how true that is and how quickly we ignore it.
Yeah. It's hard though. I know we're getting ready to wrap up, but yes, you will miss 100% of the shots you don't take. But the quote is something, the action is something else. But you have to do it with somebody else. Like, challenge yourself for, like, I have a mastermind group of my friends, Ty Clark, AJ Troop, John Jakubik, Anthony Fields. Like, that's a mastermind that I created because, yeah, some of this stuff is scary. But if I have my friends to challenge me, then I'm better off. Now I know I'm not doing it by myself for that imposter syndrome, or like, why should I really do this? Or this person doesn't want to talk to me. Yes. Those things, you get those things out of your head by having people around you to like, no, you should do it. Do it today. And then let's follow up. And then how did it go? Instead of like, you're going back and forth in your mind and you're just like, nah, I'm not going to do it.
Last piece of advice for people listening today, something you've learned along the way. Maybe you did it well, maybe you didn't, but something you're taking forward with you.
I always go back to this quote: is the biggest room in the world is room for improvement. I always say that. It's something that I just live by, and it's something that I love to just share, is that we can always improve. But now I would say relationship capital is the most important capital that you will have.